Okay, so my name's Ryan Chow. I am the VP of the Brantford campus. I study health, wellness, and fitness, which has been a huge passion of mine. I started at Brock with kinesiology, and I wasn't really learning in the university setting. And then I discovered Mohawk's program, and after about a month in the program, I fell in love with it, and here I am.
All right, well, I'm Eddie Partito. I'm from Hamilton, Ontario, and I am a graduate from the Building Renovations Technician program at the START Institute, and I am also in the Architectural Technician program right now, graduating in April.
My mandate, we'll call it. Basically everything I've learned this year has kind of brought me to this point. So the leadership I was able to demonstrate at the Brantford campus and then the Laurier campus respectively kind of brought me to want to expand myself to a bigger platform, shall we call it. I learned that students need to be listened to and then responded to effectively. And they really appreciate it when they do get the attention they deserve. I learned that the satellites need to be united. As much as the efforts are there, they need to be less excluded, more acknowledged. Even little intimate problems like a printer being out, they just don't feel heard. So listen, respond, unite the satellites, and then as far as some of the fun I had this year, which also is part of my mandate, is I helped celebrate the international students with their cultures. We hosted what's called a Garba, and it was like a cultural event. They were very respectful to the other students, actually. It was more cultural, and they dumbed it down a little bit, and we still had tons of fun. We dressed up, ate the food, danced the dance, and the amount of appreciation that was shown by them was kind of blew me away. It was a little bit touching. And so knowing that not only my campus, or the current Brantford campus, has a large international student body, I also understand that the Fennel has at least 40% of the international student body. And I'd love to give them the opportunity to educate us and celebrate their own cultures and create a more cohesive bond in the Mohawk community. So listen, respond, unite the satellites, celebrate culture, and last but not least, because I'm a health wellness student, I kind of have a little bit biased, but I want to try and transform Mohawk into a healthier spot. I want to smooth the transition of the Brantford move, make the Brantford students feel at home while sustaining the Laurier campus and building them up so that they can feel comfortable and start to spread the knowledge throughout the school. So as a recap, I'll just say listen, respond, unite the satellites, celebrate culture, and create a healthier Mohawk. Thank you very much.
Cool. So my platform idea is that I've been around Mohawk for 4 years now, 3 years as a student leader, and I've heard many rising concerns. I'll start with my first concern when I was at the Stony Creek campus. For over 15 years, the student body there had tried to get a fitness facility, and every year the college kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and it just kept getting shot down. So that was one of my concerns, and I put a team together down at the Stony Creek of my own little executive and members of the college down at that campus, and working diligently over the course of the year. By that following year, we had a small fitness facility put in place for those students. So, and it's being used today. It's being used very effectively. Same group of small students use it. People like to trot on through. And as for the Fennel campus, I did a complete restructure of the class rep system, now known as the school rep system. So before, we were just trying to get as many students as we possibly could in this one system, and we weren't getting information out to the students as effectively as possible. So what we did was we wanted equal representation across the entire college. So if there were 3,000 technology students, we would have 30 technology reps, and same goes for arts. If there were 2,500 arts, we'd have 2,500 reps, or 25 reps, sorry. So it was one rep for 100 students in the program. And for concerns around the college, I know that the music students are having a really hard time right now, and I definitely want to address that. I understand that you're having trouble with practice times, spaces, and equipment in its own nature. And from the aviation side, I've heard problems with your program as well. Transportation, just classes being at 3 different places in 1 week. I can understand it's very, very difficult getting to all, remembering it all, everything like that. So my platform, I want to be really student focused this next year. The MSA has been doing a lot of great things, and I want to take a step back. So I want to be extremely student focused this year, listening to everyone. And if you see my posters around every student has a voice, every student wants to be heard, and I definitely want to listen and I want to bring everyone's concerns to the table.
Well, I mean, Laurier is a great example of feeling excluded. They don't get much notice about events. Some of their problems don't get addressed for weeks, months at a time. What was the latest? The bus passes. They're paying for things they're not able to use. So even if they're just dumping money to events or bus passes or whatnot, they just don't feel like they're getting out of Mohawk what they're putting in. They're not trying to sound selfish. There's these little intimacies that start to build up, and every so often when I go over there, I just keep my ears open. There's not a lot of talking to be done. I just get out the notepad and start writing. So as far as Laurier goes, I mean, that's their concern. Brantford and Mohawk, since I've been there, it's been a lot more connected because I've been able to shoot in and out. But in the past, they've noticed that there's a lack of connectivity there, and I can only assume. Mark and I have talked. Mark Raposo, VP of the IAHS campus, similar problems, and START, I would imagine, are the same. So I just want to address the little stuff. Basically, just listen to the problems and take the best approach I can, knowing there's a lot of helping hands out there. So I'll be the last VP of the Brantford campus, and maybe the first president from a satellite. Having said that, I would like to make the impact. I'd like to be known that just that movement in itself, satellites are just as important as the main campus. Like I said, listening and responding. The students appreciate it beyond what I can say on the camera. And so even if I'm not familiar with the fennel problems, well, like Eddie has demonstrated he is, I'm willing to listen, I'm willing to be heard. My presence will be known around here if I do become president. That is my first step in taking on the role. So, yeah.
Well, the first thing that we have to do is we have to sit down with the music students themselves. The MSA is going to have to host focus groups with these students and find out exactly where their areas of problems are, get to know what their problems are, exactly what they need, and then we need to do is we need to sit down with the college executive or the college members that facilitate that area of the school, and then work something out, because I understand right now that the music department is kind of on the back burner of the college with all the renovations and all the updating, the Fennel campus renewal project and everything like that. So I understand that the music department is on the back burner, and I think that there's a great number of students there that definitely are not being addressed, and they need to be. So just in doing that, for sure. Quiet study space. There is a lot of areas. There's no areas for students to really go and study in a quiet setting. You go to the library, you can't study. Like, it's very, very loud, and I know this is the biggest problem, but it's really hard to address because there's nowhere to put it. The college definitely knows that there is this problem, but we're just trying to figure out a way on how to make it work. So I think they're going to be taking classrooms and opening up walls and everything like that, that aren't being used just to create quiet study space. That could be in the mix, but in terms of that. And another issue that I keep hearing, Chartwells, the cafeteria at the school. Unfortunately, it's nothing that the MSA can do. We have tried, we have talked, the college is locked into a contract. So that's one thing that we really don't like, but how we counter it? We have our own food services in the student center, and we're constantly updating it and trying to keep it at a good price point for all of the students, and we're definitely open to any suggestions from the students. And then the third thing, the meal plan for resident students. They're not getting what they want, and unfortunately, these students that are taking in part of the meal plan didn't get what they want, and I want to see if I can work closely with the college to make it so that the MSA food services and everything like that can be used on their meal plan and have it inclusive to them.
Actually, I'll just go with it because he kind of touched base on Chartwells. The students at my campus and here as well just don't have the food options they want. They People are trying to live their busy lives and try and be healthy and proactive about who they are and what they want to be, but they don't see the options there. They're trying to better themselves. Chartwell's isn't a help. Chartwell's we've kind of locked in with, like Eddie said here, and I've had to explain that many times as well. And then of course, I mean, it comes down to money, right? Price of meals, tuition, parking, things we have to explain, but we can't always. Always making the effort to try and lower the prices, absolutely. We just went through a numbers meeting not so long ago where we kind of broke down everything, all the prices for next year's tuition. And it really is fair. It's just tough to explain to students. So tuition, parking, food are kind of some of the popular concerns among students, it seems.
First day, I want information to be available to the students at any given point, at any given time. Right now, we have meetings every month. Our executive meets bi-weekly, and if students want to know what we're going on about and what we're talking about, I want that to be on our website, right there, electronically available for every student to access, so they don't have to come in and ask us. All our policies, bylaws, I want that all on the net, on our social networks, so that any student can access it at any time. I want to set up inter-office instant messaging for our inter-office, sorry, lost myself on words there. Right now, we have to go back and forth through phone calls and everything like that, trying to get information to students. So I want it to be as efficient as possible. So if someone's sitting at their desk, they're going to be online. And I could just quickly type that person a message instead of an email, get the answer for the student that's on the phone, or sending me an email, and I could get the information to them as soon as they ask it.
Well, looks like a lot of this, to be honest. I just want people to honestly know the MSA. It's kind of crazy, but we have a lot of services. We have a lot of support systems, etc. We have a lot to offer. The Mohawk Students Association has a lot of pride in it being a student advocate. But it's about awareness. Do they know about the MSA? So my day one would be getting my own presence known as the leader, potential leader of the MSA. So, I mean, we have 2- and 3-year programs, even 1-year programs. So there's a lot of turnover here, right? You got to kind of stay on top of that. You got to make sure all the students are always aware that we're even there. Because unfortunately, as much of a presence we do have, there is a lot that just aren't aware. So day one, it would just be simply to get our presence known, so that they do know they have people to go to.
Even if it's us and our board just walking through the hallways and just saying to every person that we meet or every person that we see, "Hi, I'm Eddie and I'm the president of the MSA. If there's anything that you need from us this year, come by our office in the student center. We will be more than happy to help you." You know, something along the lines of that. Just having our team go out there, walk through the hallways, talk to every person that we see, and just let them know we're there.
I agree with that. I'm not a huge social media guy. I understand the impact it has, but I'm still a hard copy guy. I don't like ebooks as much as I like the physical copy. Similar to walking versus typing. We'll be roaming the halls. "Hi, I'm Ryan. Do you know who I am?" "Okay, you don't. That's fine. I'm Ryan Chow, president of the MSA. Pleasure to meet you. Do you know what services are available?" Da, 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 da. So.
So the MSA does have a lot of expenses. A lot of it goes to staffing, running the entire operation as a whole, putting on events, doing our social media, donations, investing. So there's a lot of nitty-gritty financials that we have, and that goes along with my open transparency. I want that information to be available. So we just went through an audit where they came in, looked at all our financials. I want those audited statements put on our website. Any student could go on, they could look at our finances right then and there. They don't need to come to us. If they have any questions, they could definitely come to us. Our VP Finance or our finance manager can definitely answer any questions that they have. And that goes along the lines of what I want to do. I want information to be available to the students at any given point.
I would just explain. I wouldn't necessarily say cut costs. I would just explain where the costs are going. Our health plan is amazing, and a lot of our services, but our health plan in particular is a really great investment. I've used it twice already, and I literally just walked into the dentist's office and walked out. I didn't have to stress-free, let's put it that. I just don't think the students understand fully where the money's going. I think that would be the first step, and then it would be on to discussing whether things needed changing. Because you can't just go around changing things. Look at the Maple Leafs. Like, they haven't been consistent in how long? That's a whole nother topic. Sorry, just an example. But
you just lost their votes. No, I'm kidding.
no, I just think that, where was I? Sorry. Oh, I think they just need to know where it's going first, just to see that the initiative is pure. Like, we have an honest ambition here for the students. Then it's about changes. So, apologies, but it's not a direct answer. But that's my opinion.
Just to comment on the health plan, we had over $1 million worth of claims in 1 year. So it is definitely being used.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we definitely have talked about stuff like that, especially with the MRC being built. There's been a lot of talked about changes. You know, students are going to want to go over there at given times, and then you get hungry. So it's been discussed, and I see your concern. I mean, it's to be discussed as well. So we have no direct answer for you, but it definitely can be addressed.
I'm going to tie this answer, or this question, into the previous one with the financials. If we run our operations later, and we have a full-time staff member there, and we have part-time staff there, running the operation for another couple hours, it's definitely going to reflect in our finances of our operation. So by having it open that every single day for those couple hours over 5 days, over the course of the entire full term, so from September until April, those are going to add up. That value is going to add up, and it's going to look like we're losing students' money. It could possibly look like that. I'm not going to say it's going to look like that, but right now the students aren't on the meal plan, you know, with the college and everything like that. So if we could work something out that we get them on there, then that's something that we could look into, is having our operations open that much longer, because I think they're open till what, 5:30. Yeah. Sellers open till 6. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm not trying to beat around the bush. I'm very honest. I don't know all the wings right now. I'm just a testament to what they'll be facing already. They got to know what this is a big school compared to Elgin. It really is. It's, it would be a matter of just getting them settled in their own space. First of all, feeling comfortable in your own space. It's staff. I do have my concerns about where they'll be and how I'm not worried about accommodations, but just how chaotic it might be organizing all the staff. I can't really say a lot because I don't know a lot about what the process is. Things are on track from what I understand, but I guess for me it would be just getting them educated within the school so they're not lost all the time. The last thing you want to tell a teacher is, I didn't know where I was going, when you're going to a lecture. So I guess it's just really about familiarity to begin with. Yeah.
At one of our board meetings, we actually talked about the transfer of the Brantford students coming to the Fennel campus, and the college executive that was there, they assured us that it would be a smooth transition, that they would have office spaces for the faculty and class spaces for the students themselves. So I think it will work over well. The college has been very good at keeping their word on these things.
Well, I mean, what can I say? My mandate's been set. I want to listen and respond to the students. I want to bring more inclusivity. I want to bring the cultural celebrations up. I want more celebrations among the international students. I want to unite the satellites, and I want to make Mohawk a healthier place to be. So vote now for Ryan Chow.
So my thing, I definitely want to focus on the students this upcoming year. I want to hear out everyone's concerns, set up focus groups. I want the MSA to be known. I want to be open and transparent with absolutely any information that we get, and I want to be here for the students. I want to work for the students. So, thank you.